Hey everybody, CVH here, and in today's video we're going to be bringing Control Monk back to the YouTube channel. I haven't played much Control Monk in general since I made the last couple of videos for it here, and I think the last couple of videos I did for Control Monk were actually directly after the Fall of the Dark Brotherhood entered the scene and gave us this wonderful card for agility using control decks, Eclipse Baroness, which really changed a lot of the viability of these late game decks using green. So today we have another new card to test, and that is of course the monthly card protector of the main. I already did a pretty in-depth video discussing my first impressions of the card. I encourage you to check that out for a little bit more analysis about this card in particular. But here's the list I'm working with today. Not vastly different than you might have expected before this card's release. A lot of people are taking the more combo-oriented route, I guess you could say, and really trying to focus on Protector of the Main and buffing it up. I just want to play a good old-fashioned Control Monk with some cards that benefit from having this new card like Bruma Profiteer, but everything else in the deck was already good before and will probably be good for a long time to come in the deck. So that's the list. Played it a bit on stream earlier and maintained a pretty positive win rate in rank 5. Hopefully we can continue some of that success in today's video as well. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. As always, consider subscribing to the channel for more gameplay content, strategy videos, deck techs, all that good stuff for Elder Scrolls Legends. Follow my stream in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Here's some Control Monk on the ladder. Alright, got a mage to start things off. Execute's obviously really good against Daggerfall Mage. Bruma I don't think we need against Control, but still worth keeping just in case he's a more aggressive deck. Did keep 2 cards, and I'm going to keep the Black Dragon too. It's rather hard to deal with for these mage decks. So overall, not the best hand ever, but has some pretty good tools, and I don't want to risk it by shipping one part and then having a worse hand overall. Let's get things started with the Bruma.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
Let me shrink myself a bit.
By the 8th, they will meet their maker.
Aw, that's a good looking that's a good looking execute on the Daggerfall. Alright. Let's put something in each lane, I think.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
And then a lot of matchups I don't love hitting early, but against a Control Mage deck I think it's fine because we're unlikely to be relying on a huge Pillaging Tribune play.
Careful there, friend.
Oh, well, that is a good answer. That is not bad. Oh, the Anasi top deck. I think that's good enough, guys. I will put this one in the right. I can already attack this Wordcrafter. I cannot attack that one already. Alright, it was likely to get jabbed anyway. Tazcad and Marak are going to be huge in this Control Mirror match. If it still is Control, we actually don't know. All the cards we've seen could be in a Control deck, could be in other decks as well.
Let's shed some light on the
I was thinking maybe with the Anasi on the right we take over the field lane because he plays something in the left instead of in the right because we have an Anasi there, and then the Black Dragon can start eating things. But hey, this kind of works out well too. In this matchup, I think we can just use the Protector of the Main to eat the Cunning Ally and the Firebolt. It's kind of annoying. If he has Ice Storm, he can clear everything. I don't want to let the board get too out of hand. Maybe Fighter's Guild is allowed to get better if the Firebolt is used here.
Let's do this.
Alright, well that's good in case he was trying to double Firebolt that.
I have you now.
Maybe he only has... maybe he already has a third ally in his hand? About to find out. Nope, we do mill the other ally. It's likely that he's setting up for an Ice Storm though. I don't think I want to give him a 2-for-1 with my Fighter's Guild, especially now that I don't think he has another Firebolt. It's not like Fighter's Guild does anything on this board regardless. Alright.
If I fall, the hiss will reclaim me.
I think I'll play Fighter's Guild on the left in case he was setting up to play an Atromancer.
So, it has been...
Fey Weaver. So possibly a Prophecy heavy version. I thought he was going to use the execute to try to eat that. Interesting that he would choose to, or I thought he was going to use the Fate Weaver to try to eat that. Interesting that he would execute there. Anyway, it's a fine clear to give another card here, but Tazcad is a pretty immense board presence. Might be planning to Manticore me this turn. Wouldn't be unlikely this turn 10 against a control deck.
I summon thee.
So we have a Marok, but it's not like an amazing Marok. I think I'm more inclined to go Piercing Javelin Cloud Rest and trade there.
A little distraction might prove useful.
At the end of the day, we aren't really burning our opponent out too quickly, and we're only stealing a 3/3 body. If we played Marok there. We could steal the 5/3, but again, they're very fragile to cards like Ice Storm. Eclipse Baroness is going to be very important. Would like to start drawing those as soon as possible. Ungolem, potentially okay. Potentially okay. How much do we want to commit? He could just go for Odiving next turn.
The Night Mother will guide.
If he does that, though, I'm happy, because then I can steal the Odiving. That's a pretty great steal. Oh, this is aggressive. He's going to Odiving.
Your Thorm is no match for mine.
Now, if he has his own Marok, it's just going to be the worst. If he has Manticore, it's still pretty painful for me, but I don't know if he can really keep up the pressure through that.
You cannot hope to outrun destiny.
He's playing around Dawn's Wrath by putting it in the field lane, obviously, even though Territorial Viper could be run, it's much more likely a Dawn's Wrath's in the deck than a Viper. Oh, he's got a Marok back. Okay. Not quite as bad. Well, let's start by cycling a bit. Put this over here to contest the Harpy. Could use both Sanctuary Pets this turn.
Burn it all to the ground.
I think I may just take the value trade, though.
No, pursue.
I think I do it. I think every bit of card advantage might matter here. And, I mean, this is weak to Ice Storm, but so is that.
A little distraction might prove useful.
That is pretty good. That is pretty good.
If I fall, the Hist will reclaim me.
I'll lead my family to glory.
I think this attack is fine.
Move in shadow.
A little distraction might prove useful. Behold my power.
So if we can contend with the Shadow lane here, we should be fine. He's just out of cards in hand. It's actually quite relieving. He's played 4 Firebolts. We need to draw something good, though. This is a lot of incoming pressure.
Let's go then. My time is precious.
Hive Defender is very good.
Just give me a name.
Attack is still fine. And now it's his turn to have to draw something really good. I hope he doesn't. A Marok or a Manticore would lose me the game here, I think.
My power. Behold my power.
Alright, that's not worth a Javelin. We probably need to save that for a better target. Oh, that's a whiff. That is a whiff draw. That gives Protector of the Main time to do some serious work on this board.
These streets are mine.
If I attack with the Eclipse Baroness, instead of just taking the even trade, I'm really weak to Ice Storm because I want to put this in the left. But, you know, Ice Storm's a 1 card. Well, 3 cards in 28. But I'm going to take the risk. He's already used Odiving. And Ice Storm at least means I get to draw. I have way more cards than he does. Yeah.
These streets are mine.
My scales move
Okay.
in shadow.
I could jab that, but that's also not worth it. I mean, we're playing around Ice Storm less than we could if we jabbed it, but it's just horrible value otherwise.
I bow to your victory. Meet your doom.
Guess he doesn't have it. A Monk Mirror. Shipped all 3 cards. I'm gonna keep one Execute and Crushing Blow, I think.
Greetings.
May you walk
Usually I'll assume Control Monk. I still will. This hand is good against more aggressive decks too, obviously. But I have played against at least one, completely healing-oriented monk today with green touch Spriggans and all the healing you could imagine with the Protector of the Main. And that could very well be what we're up against. Not exactly sure all of what it includes or how to play around it super well, but we can start by setting up a super favorable trade. I think it's just a fine Execute. We can save Crushing Blow for something else. Although, if we use Crushing Blow here, we could use Cloud Rest Execute to deal with something bigger. I'm not exactly sure it's in this deck. Alright, let's just do this. Might actually be secretly the most expendable card in our hand. Without Cloud Rest, I'd probably do it differently, though.
My scales move in shadow.
I've got you covered.
Well, this looks like it's pretty healing-oriented, right? And Golem doesn't do anything for us on the left. Doesn't do anything for us on the right either, though.
The Night Mother will guide.
I have to imagine this was going to be his Protector of the Main turn because he was setting up to get me down to 25, thus healing, and getting a pretty good Protector. Fortunately, this answers that really well. And that leads me to believe it's a more aggressive deck. You don't really see Dawnstar Healer and Control Monk, even if they're more healing focused, so I guess he might be playing a more aggressive option, so that can give us insight into how we should play the next few turns.
Just give me a name.
My scales move in shadow.
So I either want to Cloud Rest Execute or Shift Away. I don't necessarily have other plays, and shifting away doesn't really make this board any better. So I will just Cloud Rest Execute, because he could shift over here too.
A little distraction might prove useful.
Not going to hit early because I might need a big Tribune.
My scales move in shadow. The hiss will reclaim me.
Alright, I guess I'll use Shift to Cycle here. Not overly excited about it. It's a pretty good pickup.
If I fall, the hiss will reclaim.
Still don't have a whole lot to do though. Wow, that's expensive. Jeez.
Shadow.
It's probably gonna follow up with a huge high value play like Eclipse Baroness next turn.
What have we
Just trying to bridge the gap until then.
If I fall, the hiss will reclaim me.
You need to see our Baronesses, Marak, Manikoras, all that late game value.
The Dark Brotherhood is a pox, and I shall cure it.
Well, that's immune to lethal. In case you guys weren't aware, anyone who's ever sent a lethal creature into that knows. Alright, we'll Tazcat it down, I think. And we'll use this to kill in case he's playing Curse or, well, Curse would still deal with that, but Leaf Lurk or anything like that. We can just keep the Fighter's Guild a little bit healthier. Also Ungolem, I guess, would not be great. To trade into a 1-1 Fighter's Guild as opposed to a 1-2. Just fringe cases, but it's probably better to trade this in every time.
What have we here?
Yeah, there as well. We get to keep our Fighter's Guild alive. Trading a Tazcat into a 1-2 is not great.
There's a plan. There's always always a plan.
Now he's kind of running out of cards. I've been there, man. I've been there.
Chaos take you.
I'm gonna wait on the Protector of the main, I think. Just doesn't seem very good right now. I don't really need the drain. I'd rather him hit my face. Now Protector could be pretty good. And Sanctuary Pet's a really good draw too.
None can challenge me.
I wonder if we'll actually get that trade. It's more likely than up against Mage. No Firebolts, no Ice Storms.
The Night Mother will guide us.
There's a good old Ungolem. Now we get to play who draws their Brotherhood Slayers. Oh no, their Brotherhood Assassins. I always mix those two up. You know what the cards do, I swear. We'll get to see who draws them first. Always the best. I mean, mine are premium, so it should be me, right? Those are the rules. Yep. Glad they didn't change.
I lurk in the shadows, waiting.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I say that about a lot of my draws. A lot of my draws are pretty good, though. So we know the Ungolem's gonna take down the 4/4. Well, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm an idiot. And I'm gonna give myself the option to start getting aggressive. Yeah, this thing gains stats for itself. I know that. We know that. Tazcat is a little annoying. A little annoying. But we don't need to get aggressive. It was just a potential option. Drain for a bit more. He's gonna have a Durzog 4/4 in that lane after this turn, so I probably would be prudent to put a 5/5 in there, right? That beats a 4/4. But I still need to draw some Eclipse Baronesses and other late game value cards.
What have we here?
Gonna make the call that Manticore is not worth it on a 4/4 if we have a 5/5.
Let's go then. My time is precious.
That said, we could have played it just for tempo and then started hitting our opponent, but it's a risky play. It's a risky play. I think it's much better this turn. And we can mill all the Durzogs that don't actually exist as cards. I'd still feel a lot more comfortable if I had my own Eclipse Baronesses. We've only seen 18 cards though. Well, we've seen less than that actually with the Slay Assassins in the deck.
I lurk in the shadows, waiting.
Oh, if he didn't have that crushing blow. Man, that would have been amazing. The Black Dragon milling the other 2 copies of Manticora. Or the other 1 copy of Manticora because I'm bad at math. Oh well. Leave My Lethal is more valuable than this 4/4. And the Manticora battles will commence. Baroness off the top.
A little
Baroness off the
distraction
top.
might prove useful.
Bruma off the top? That's not the same at all.
We know.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
Trading those 2 into Cloudress is fine with me. I'm gonna keep my Jav for now.
Behold my power.
None can challenge Khajiit. None can challenge Khajiit.
They do tend to get out of hand quickly. I guess I'll Jav one and hope... Well, we could actually just wait. I don't really care about him draining for a bunch. It's very tricky. Very tricky to decide whether or not to Jav there. I mean, if he heals for like 1, 5/5, then I draw Baroness, but then I'd have to... Yeah, I mean... Yeah, he goes up to 6/5 if I draw Baroness, and I can still trade, but I probably will draw Baroness, but that might be irrelevant. No, I drew Baroness, so I guess it paid off.
Let's go then. My time is
Alright, reduced Maroc, I like that. Let's punch a bit. Now these are the cards you want to see in the late game.
For the main.
I'm gonna go for it. It's a good steal. The board is immediately back to my control. Now even Dawn's Wrath isn't that bad. It's still not great, but he uses 1 card, then he has 2 left, and I have 2 on board, 4 in hand after I draw. I can use Eclipse Baroness to get ahead in cards even more. Baroness is just so important in the late game. Just an unreal good card.
Let's go then. My time is precious.
For exactly these kind of matchups, obviously. In other matchups, it's not great. We can even start punching a bit more. Playing Tribune over Astrid gives us a lot more power on board. Get him down to 21, only giving him 1 additional card than he would already draw. It's somewhat risky, I think, but we even have the Baroness, so of course Maroc is a problem, but if he deals with my board a little bit, I'm likely to get value out of it still. Not gonna attack with the Thieves Guild. 21 is fine with me, not 20, and him having 5 cards in hand instead of 4 and maybe a Prophecy. This is a fine situation.
I lurk in the shadows.
Oh, he drew more than me, and he has non-premium ones. I think he's cheating.
You cannot hope to outrun destiny.
That is one of the best things he could have there. That is one of the best things I could have drawn there. So, face. Manticora, his 5/5. Crushing Blow the 3/3.
No prisoners.
Alright. This one's gonna be the painful one, breaking 2.
My scales move in shadow.
I will not complain about that. I'm also liking his premium Manticora.
A little distraction might prove useful.
There's a plan. There's always
I
a
lurk
plan.
in the shadows. Wait.
It seemed very strangely ordered.
No prisoners. My scales move in shadow.
I'll lead my family to glory.
Let me execute the 2/2. Yeah, this is tough. He could have healed for a bit more too. I'd like him to overcommit and get a really good Dawn's Wrath. That one was going to cost us about the same as it would have costed him.
We know.
Just give me a name.
Notifying. Broom, a Profiteer, is not the same thing at all. We know he's playing Dawnstar Healer. But maybe it's okay if he gives me all the value back. And then I can reload after I Dawn's Wrath. I don't think Broom is too good right here.
What have we here?
I've got you covered.
It wasn't too unlikely.
Personal. Behold my power.
Oh, that's exactly what we were looking for. Oh, man. This is gonna get disgusting. Yeah, this is just happening.
Your storm is no match for mine.
Seems fine. I mean, it doesn't one-shot him anymore, but we're ahead on cards again. This is a very back-and-forth battle. Jav, maybe? He has one Manticore left. Oh, and there it is, gross. At least we can kill it with a jab. Maybe he gets overly aggressive. Nah, he's smarter than we were. Jab it down, Bruma Hive.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
Now we're weak to his Odoving. After all of that, the cards and the life totals are pretty much even. We're up by 2 life and like 1 card.
A little distraction might prove useful.
I've got you covered.
3 Dawnstar healers, man, so many. This might be the only time Dawn's Wrath is actually still good. It 2-for-1s basically. And I have 2 of them, so I mean, I don't feel that much out of plan. That's a really good draw. It means Odoving's the only thing that really deals with this effectively. But I'm sure that's what he was saying, and then I drew it. Oh god.
If I fall,
Oh.
the East will reclaim me.
A little distraction might prove useful.
You won't foil my plan.
We know.
It also has the added benefit of not destroying a rune this turn. So now if he Odovings, I think it's fine.
Fall, the East will
Alright, we do have lethal. This should kill him, right? I think I trade
Behold
first.
my power. We know.
Okay.
You won't foil my plan.
That was a long one. Thank you for bearing with me through that long game if you made it all the way through. Control mirrors, what can I say?